Good evening. As colleagues in trauma care, we recognize that the landscape of resuscitation for the severely injured patient is constantly evolving. My goal this evening is to review several key advances that are redefining our approach, focusing on strategies that improve survival by targeting the immediate physiologic derangements of severe trauma and hemorrhage. Damage-Control Resuscitation. Damage-Control Resuscitation, or DCR, stands as the cornerstone of modern care for the severely bleeding trauma patient. This strategy prioritizes two immediate goals: rapid control of hemorrhage and early restoration of physiologic function, deliberately delaying definitive surgical repair until the patient is stabilized. A core principle of DCR is hemostatic resuscitation. This approach dictates minimizing the use of crystalloid fluids, which can exacerbate coagulopathy and acidosis, and instead emphasizes the early balanced transfusion of blood products. This balance is critical, aiming to approximate the physiologic ratios found in whole blood. Many protocols now advocate for the use of whole blood or blood components, packed red blood cells, fresh frozen plasma, and platelets in a ratio approaching 1:1:1. The physiologic goals are clear: restore oxygen delivery and actively prevent the lethal triad of coagulopathy, acidosis, and hypothermia. Early administration of tranexamic acid is essential, typically a 1-gram intravenous dose within 3 hours of injury to inhibit fibrinolysis. This medical resuscitation works in tandem with damage control surgery, a limited initial operation focused only on stopping the bleeding and contamination, with definitive repair deferred until the patient's physiology is normalized. Prehospital blood transfusion. The concept of bringing resuscitation to the point of injury has been significantly bolstered by the deployment of prehospital blood transfusion. This shift is driven by evidence showing that administering blood products before hospital arrival can significantly reduce mortality in patients experiencing hemorrhagic shock. Emergency medical services providers, particularly those in trauma systems, are increasingly equipped to carry and administer whole blood or blood components. Quick, effective hemostatic resuscitation in the field shortens the time the patient remains in profound shock. Studies, including military and civilian data, suggest that survival rates can improve substantially, sometimes reported as high as a 4-fold increase in select patient cohorts when pre-hospital blood is used compared to crystalloids alone. This approach ensures that the initial fluid administered to the patient contains oxygen carrying capacity and coagulation factors, a fundamental component of immediate damage control resuscitation. Resuscitative endovascular balloon occlusion of the aorta, or REBOA, has emerged as an important minimally invasive adjunct for managing non-compressible torso hemorrhage. The technique involves the percutaneous placement of an endovascular balloon into the aorta. When inflated, the balloon occludes arterial flow below the point of deployment. In severe subdiaphragmatic bleeding, typically from the abdomen or pelvis, REBOA allows for temporary bleeding control and, more importantly, supports perfusion to the vital organs above the occlusion, specifically the heart and the brain. It is intended as a bridge to definitive hemostasis, whether that is surgical or interventional. REBOA is increasingly being utilized in trauma centers worldwide as an alternative to an emergency thoracotomy for aortic cross-clamping in specific patients with severe hemorrhagic shock, often demonstrating better outcomes in these carefully selected cases. Hybrid emergency room. The hybrid emergency room represents an innovation in trauma system design and workflow. This specialized suite integrates advanced imaging modalities, such as a computed tomography scanner and an angiography unit, with a fully equipped trauma bay and operating capabilities, all in one location. The key benefit of the hybrid ER is the ability to achieve immediate diagnosis and simultaneous treatment without the critical time loss associated with transferring the patient between departments. An unstable patient can undergo immediate whole-body CT scanning, REBOA placement, angioembolism, or damage control surgery on the same table. This streamlined workflow is shown to reduce the time to intervention, which is directly correlated with improved survival in severe trauma. The establishment and effective operation of a hybrid ER requires significant institutional investment and a dedicated multidisciplinary team. Microcirculation and endotheliopathy. Beyond the visible blood loss, the systemic response to major trauma and hemorrhagic shock involves significant injury at the cellular level. This is particularly true for the endothelium, the inner lining of blood vessels. Trauma-induced shock causes a phenomenon known as endotheliopathy, which is damage to this lining. A primary manifestation of this injury is the shedding of the endothelial glycocalyx, a carbohydrate-rich layer that protects the microvascular function. Glycocalyx damage leads to increased vascular permeability, contributing to tissue edema, loss of coagulation factors, and microvascular dysfunction, which ultimately drives bleeding and organ failure. Monitoring specific biomarkers of endothelial injury, such as Syndican-1, is an evolving area that may allow clinicians to tailor fluid and transfusion therapy. Early and judicious infusion of plasma may help to protect the endothelium. In the setting of severe and refractory injury, preliminary studies have explored the potential of interventions like plasma exchange to reverse severe endothelial damage. Finally, the current paradigm emphasizes a move towards personalized dynamic care in resuscitation. This approach recognizes that a patient's response to injury and treatment is not static. Rather, it evolves minute by minute. Therefore, resuscitation must be continuously tailored to the patient's evolving physiologic status. The use of viscoelastic assays, such as thromboelastography or rotational thromboelastometry, is integral to this personalized approach. These point-of-care tests provide real-time information on the patient's clotting process, allowing for the precise and targeted use of blood components, such as fibrinogen or platelets, to correct specific deficits, minimizing the unnecessary transfusion of blood products. Beyond the initial stabilization, personalized care addresses the progression of injury towards late complications, including systemic inflammation and immune dysfunction. The overall strategy involves continuous care from the point of injury through the acute resuscitation phase, the intensive care unit stay, and on to recovery, with a constant reevaluation of endpoints and therapeutic targets to optimize long-term outcomes.